Hey there, Pisces. I hope you guys are doing well. This is a general reading for you, so whatever messages come out, come out. And yeah, feel free to like, share, subscribe. And if this reading doesn't resonate for you, feel free to check your other placements. Hopefully the video's out for that. Yeah, let's get started here for you, Pisces. The energy for the sign of Pisces, please. We have yin, feminine energy. Spiritual growth. Patience. Might as well say openness to change. Openness and change, Pisces. And we're going to go ahead and get one from the Denied Shadow Oracle. Placating. Okay. I will pull tarot cards in a second just to move things forward as well, but let's look at these for a moment. Yeah, with yin, this is about receptivity. It's about your feminine energy, whether you're a man or a woman or anybody in between. This is an energy of receptivity. It's also one of acceptance, love. It's very, a giving energy. It's very accepting energy. And it doesn't mean that you just accept anything, but like what you do, it can talk about somebody who's very accepting as a human being, where we can broaden our acceptance of others, because we have an understanding, or at least we learn to have an understanding of the awareness that what they deal with, maybe we need to broaden our awareness with what they deal with, and it'll give us a different perspective on how we are to view them with a lens of compassion and awareness, right? Maybe even where we become a protective party in their life. This is very Two of Cups energy with the Yin card. Can talk about love coming into your life as well. And spiritual growth also comes with that acceptance and the openness, change. It comes with the, I feel like, ooh, okay, so oof in a good way. I feel like you guys are embarking on a new aspect of your life. It's like the leaves have changed, or change in the wind. You're turning a new leaf is what I want to say. There's an element here, Pisces, where it's like you are changing the direction of your life, whether that, I feel like this is an internal way. In an internal way. Some of you it's external, but like the energy is one of acceptance of ourself, patience and growth within that whole experience. Some of us, it takes a really long time to accept ourselves for who we are, right? But I feel here that there's a growth period with that. And for a lot of you, you guys are doing a lot of internal work, especially here with the moon energy being presented as well. And I want to say here with this placating energy, this isn't something that needs to persist. You know, you don't need to try to be anything for anybody. You are who you are, and that is enough, you know. And if you don't feel that it's enough, then change it and make it enough. But you have that as your opportunity, as your availability. If you make it into your life, if you allow it into your life to change it, so be it, you know. Yeah, it feels like there's a lot of patience in the opportunities coming to you, or you've had to deal with a lot of situations that have required your patience, but that growth aspect is something that has been a constant energy behind that patience. It's not just waiting in vain. You continually grow every second of every day, and when you're introspective and intentional about that growth and like understanding of who you are, how you operate in this world, and also who people are and how they operate, you have a complete different perspective, you know. I accept everything that happens in divine order. For some of you, I also feel, I just want to say this from the get-go, some of you, it's like you've been very, it's like hungry for love. And I feel like that solitary path for a lot of you, I want to put it as the solitary path rather than, oh, I've just been single for forever. It's more like the solitary path because that, saying it like that requires more effort. It's like, well, yes, good things come to those who wait, but also on the journey to that good thing, I've learned so much. I'm not just like sitting here being single, you know, it's like actually like doing a lot of work on myself. It's a lot of self-acceptance, self-awareness, being available to change, being available and open to things that I don't know how they're going to turn out, but I still allow them in my life, you know. And if you're coming across patterns with like negative stuff, change the pattern, recognize something for what it is and change the pattern. Yeah, you don't need to be anything for anybody, okay? And if you have somebody that's coming into your life and they're trying to be something for you, that's not, if they're trying too hard to like appease you, it's your job to say, I accept you for who you are. You don't have to be all of these things for me. You don't have to put on a guise for me. Let's start from ground zero and see what can grow, right? So let's get into some tarot here because it feels like things are changing. And I do feel like of all of the reads, Pisces, yours feels a little bit more in regard to connections, love, you know, or even if it's just with friendships, but the energy is one of that. I feel changes coming into your life. There's new opportunities here, and they provide a lot of growth for you. And I feel like your patience in a lot of ways has paid off because you have grown with that patience. And I think that that is something that the universe says, oh, thank you, Pisces. You have such a unique perspective on life. And you have a compassionate perspective on life. You have a very loving and aware perspective on life. I feel like you're going to be very kind to somebody, especially if you see them like trying to be something that they're not. And maybe this is you trying to be something that you're not. Either way. You have the 9 of Pentacles coming through here for Yin. Pisces, your ability to be so open and receptive to others, I feel like it's something that is an internal gift for you. It's something that you are overflowing with abundance with. And I feel here for you, a lot of you are people that can create new opportunities for different people, okay? Yes, this card talks about financial self-care, and yes, that does also mean you take care of yourself because that is what's necessary for you most definitely. But I feel here that you also are part of people's world and their experience, Pisces, because you show up when like things change. You show up to help facilitate change in people's lives. You show up with a certain level of, you accept them where they don't. And so by giving them that gift, it frees up so many things in their life. And that gift doesn't have to be that you're stuck there with them and you're trying to make them do this and this and this. Just the mere act of love and acceptance in somebody's life creates so much freedom for them to actually do what they need to do. It like gives it a breath of fresh air and allows them to be something that they need to be, you know, where they're not placating, where they're not trying to be things for other people. If you can show somebody in your world how much you accept them just for who they are and how much you appreciate them just for who they are, you help that person grow immeasurably, you know. And with that type of genuine energy that you give out, trust the universe is like, oh, yeah, well, you give that out all the time. So you'll get it back, you know? And this isn't a matter of like, oh, well, I do nice things for nice people, so the universe needs to be nice to me. That is not the energy that we're coming from. But if you are genuinely aware and accepting and loving and realize the nuances within the experiences that come across your life and how you play a part in other people's lives, yeah, that is a place of abundance. That is a place of self-awareness. When you are abundant in this feminine, loving energy, so much growth happens, especially for people that are entering your sphere. And here, it very much feels like you have an abundance of that. And some of you, yeah, your physical, financial world may also start to look up as well, you know. You know, the Four of Swords here with spiritual growth. The Four of Swords is about healing. The Four of Swords is about the healing of the physical body. It's about taking time to process. And I think that a lot of people in this world don't process their pain. They sidestep it. They seek external validation. They seek external diversion because looking and sitting within that pain is so uncomfortable. But that's kind of where you live, Pisces. That's where you kind of outshine people. And that's almost like said in like it's not about an ego. It's not like you can do better than other people. It's like maybe I should say that's where you shine, Pisces, right? That's where you shine. And so when you can dive deeply into those depths and have the patience to process the experiences that come out of that abyss and darkness, oh my God, what an awareness, what a shaking of awareness that brings you, what change that brings you. And with this Four of Swords here, we have truce as well. So for some of you, this may be a connection coming into your life or coming back into your life, however you want to see it. And for some of you, this is a family member, a friend. It can be whomever it is. But there's an element of massive growth that happens here, okay? And that's because you actively accept the situation for what it is and you are willing to grow from the lessons that it presents rather than fighting them. You make room for those lessons. You make room for the pain. You make room for the confusion. Doesn't mean, what I'm saying is I'm not telling you to stay in bad situations. That's definitely not what I'm saying. But sometimes situations that are challenging are just what we need to grow. They bring us so much growth. And you guys know that. You know that. Some of you are just in a process of healing right now as well. Some of you are healing your financial world as well. So be aware of that. And with that too, I want to say this is a massive manifestation card as well. When you are receptive to what the world wants to give you, holy shit, you get so much beauty. But you also have to be receptive of like, I deserve good things. I really do, right? I deserve new opportunities. I deserve multiple streams of income. And then you put your energy towards it and it starts to flow back to you. It's literally making yourself available for things to flow back to you. Okay? Show me patience here for Pisces. It came out in reverse. I'm going to put it the way it came out. You have the sun. So the sun in reverse can often talk about where the things that we've had hidden, or the things that we, like the addictions and the habits that we allow so much power in our lives, you know. Even at the bottom of the deck, we've got this Ten of Swords here. If you look at this card, it's very kind of giving a nod to what I just spoke of, addictions and patterns of such. And Pisces are famous for you know, illusion, self-delusion, and intoxication. It helps them get away from the pain. You know, it helps them to make the world a little bit prettier. But wouldn't you rather live in a world that actually is prettier, rather than like being in an experience that is just making it seem so, you know, for a moment? With patience here, things that have been, things are being unearthed, it feels like, Pisces. I feel you guys are coming out of a lot of pain, a lot of past experiences where it's like you have been tied to people, tied to old patterns, karmic debts, connections that have been problematic. But you know, the way to look at it is like, okay, the way I want to say this, a friend of mine said to me, well, I just thought I had to deal with this situation because it's my karma. And I told them, the moment you recognize that it's the karma, that's when you free yourself from it. You recognize that it's karma and you free yourself from it. You know, oh, this has affected me negatively, but I'm going to stay in it because I feel like I deserve that karma. That's not how it needs to work. Okay, we don't make ourselves gluttons for punishment because we deserve the pain of it. The moment you recognize a pattern or a situation is not healthy for you, you move from it, because it's like putting your hand on a hot stove. Who wants to do that, right? Here with patience in the sun, I feel there's a lot of growth that's happening here for you, Pisces. And I feel through your growth, you also help other people elevate their experience here, because it's like now you have a different type of awareness to accept them with. I love this reading for you because it's like so much about self-acceptance, but it translates to the external world and how you view other people, and how you can also be a healing place for them. That doesn't mean you have to sacrifice your life to be a healing place for somebody, but it just means you can help them integrate that healing in a better way. What's on the floor? Ooh. Ooh, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I was like, okay, I think this might be a love reading. You have the Lovers here coming out for openness, Pisces. And ooh, even at the bottom of the deck too, you have the Five of Cups. I see this as a good thing, just because this is the process of pain. This is the process of abandonment. This is the staying within patterns that have been problematic for us, that have been hurting us, and they don't allow us to move forward here. If you think about that Five of Cups, well, here they're not broken. They're just hanging, right? So they're intact. But in most Five of Cups cards, you see 3 cards in front of us broken, and there's 2 cards behind us, and we're mourning those 3 cups that have been broken and toppled over. And it asks us to be open and available to the good things that are behind it, or that we don't see. And here, this feels here that through so much growth and through so much acceptance, you attract, and this is also another card of attraction here with the Nine of Pentacles. This is called gain. Through this openness, Pisces, you attract connections into your life that are meant for you, that are supposed to be in your life, that are wholesome and healthy. You know, things that maybe for the longest time were, you know, you didn't believe them or you didn't see them. Here it's coming into focus. And I feel here that there's such a beauty with that, because it's like you get to now experience this aspect of life. I feel maybe you've had to go through a lot of windy roads, Pisces, And maybe love has been a little bit of a questionable experience. Like, will I ever have this? Will I ever experience this? Here it's saying, be open to love finding you. Be open to love sharing itself with you. Be receptive. It's part of your growth, you know. And not everybody grows at the same time, and not everybody grows at the same age. Some of us meet the love of our lives when we're 5 years old, you know. Some of us meet the love of our lives when we're 55, you know. Whatever time frame you're not with those people, though, that is where you get to be the love of your life. That is that self-acceptance. That's where you're vibrating in such an abundant energy. That's where you become the healer, because you heal the pain that you've gone through. It's a patience process, a process in patience. And there's the moon with the change. This is change that you don't see coming, Pisces. Ooh, bottom of the deck, the 10 of Cups. Beautiful. Some of you may be in same-sex connection. Some of you, this is just acceptance. There's a big energy of acceptance here in this reading. I feel like we talked about acceptance somewhere over here, Pisces. But there's a lot of acceptance here. And I do want to say this because it came through very loud and clear when I first started this. Some of you need to really make it a point to look at people in your life. If you're finding fault with them, if you're not, you know, you don't believe in their lifestyle, or like you think that, like, you know, live and let live, let your freak flag fly, but then it's like internally you're like, but do it over there. Look at that person, Pisces. See them for who they are. Recognize that they're just a person like you. And just as you try to pursue things that fulfill your happiness, this is part of that experience for them. So how can you say no to that when you do it in a different way? You know, put yourself in their shoes. Be compassionate towards their experience. Be compassionate towards the pain that they've experienced here. I'm going off on a little Pride Month LGBT moment here, but like this is the kind of energy that I'm picking up. And even if it's not gay, lesbian, transgender, bisexual, whatever, somebody in your life is needing your compassion and your acceptance. And oftentimes this is going to come through experiences that you've had, because they heal. By you going through and processing the experience, you heal others, you heal yourself. Some of you are dealing with another Pisces, a Cancerian person, some of you a Gemini, some of you a Leo, or any mix of placements in that regard as of this reading, okay? With the moon here, you don't see this change coming. I feel like that's going to be something that is very healing for you. There's a lot of healing in this experience for you, Pisces. Healing, acceptance, love. And I feel here that it allows, ooh, that is such a cool feeling. I love it when they give me messages that I can, like, they're visceral. Oh, that's so good. I have the goosebumpies. So yeah, when I was saying earlier about like how sometimes we're not all growing at the same time, or sometimes like we have these like windy roads that lead us somewhere. There's periods in our life where we don't experience a certain type of love that we want, or like the way that I'm experiencing this, Pisces, is you finally being able to express the love that you want to give. Expressing, being safe to express the love that you want to give, being kind, being receptive, being open and available here for the love that you want to give and receive and have it given back to you. There's a patience in this energy, but when we aren't hungry for it and banging down all the doors to get it, and we've just kind of like resigned ourselves, it feels like almost that's when that healing can enter into our lives. And I do want to consider this type of love a different element of healing. It's very genuine, it's very expressive, it's free. And it will come to you when you don't see it coming. It'll come to you when it feels like everything around you is uncertain. Have the certainty that it'll come, and it will. Show me placating. Why is placating here? Judgment is in reverse for placating. It's really interesting because with judgment in reverse, first of all, it's a choice. And placating is an action. You know, it's how we choose to do something, how we choose to try to be something because we don't necessarily think that people will accept us for who we are. So we try to appease them. You know, we try to be somebody else for other people. You had that 10 of Cups cards come out here too. And in this particular deck, it's like love at a pride parade. Like maybe some of you are, you know, within that LGBTQ family. And maybe that is something that you need to express and be free to express, you know. Whether or not people judge you or not is not for you to worry about. Everybody's going to judge you no matter who you are. There's always somebody casting judgment, but I can promise you that there's also going to be people that are entirely accepting. Entirely. And when you allow yourself the freedom to reside in whatever energy this is, whether you're gay or not, whether you're bi, trans, whatever or not, it brings in more freedom. It brings in more opportunities that resonate with you at a core and soul level because you're not trying to be something that you're not. You just allow yourself the freedom to be exactly as you are. And that's what I have for you guys. So I feel that there's a lot of beauty coming into your life right now. I feel that you're highly guided by your ancestors, your loved ones. The universe is very protective over you, and they recognize the time that you've spent taking care of yourself. And if you've been very, very, you know, in a lot of pain and you haven't really been working on yourself, maybe this is a reading for you to say, it's time for me to start accepting who I am, accepting the experiences that I've had and learning from their lessons, so I'm not running from them, so I'm not hiding and being somebody that I'm not. You know, have patience with yourself. There's a lot of healing that comes with it as long as you actively do the work and are accepting of the change and the beauty that you can become. So that's what I have for you guys. I hope that this reading is helpful. Take care.